Hey YouTube, it's Sakai here, and I was told that I need to start sharing my journey. Which better way than YouTube? So let's talk about self-love. One thing that led me to my journey today, that helped me live the life I live today, was a look at myself and learning me all over again. You know, sometimes when we live our lives, we get so tied up into the everyday that we forget how to love ourselves. And yes, when I say self-love, I'm not talking about getting them cute nails did, girl, that hair done, girl. No, I ain't talking about that, girl. I ain't talking about going to sit out and eat dinner with your friends, even though, yes, that is a big part of self-love, but it really starts on the inside. And a lot of people don't understand it. Your physical, you're going to always take care of, you know, because you have a million people looking at your physical. And to the majority, the physical matters. Unfortunately, it really matters. However, this type of love I'm talking about is actually looking at yourself and actually fulfilling your soul's needs and wants. Getting to know yourself. Getting to know what you like, what you don't like, what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy, what irritates you, what don't irritate you, what makes you laugh, what don't make you laugh, you know, why you feel like you want to play all day, and sometimes why you feel like I'm just not in that mood today. This is who I want to be. Well, I'm here to tell you how to start your journey in self-love. First thing that I started to do was to meditate. The reason being is because I wanted a clear mind. I wanted to make decisions in my life with a clear mind. And around the time when I started to find myself in this journey, I was losing a lot of family. I was losing a lot of family that mattered to me. Like, some people will tell you, yeah, my Aunt Barb died, you know, but that's okay, girl. We really wasn't that close. No, I mean family members that really made an impact on my life. When I tell you that it just seemed like every day I was waking up as somebody that was very close to me, or I truly, truly was close to in love, is no longer here, it was driving me crazy. I really can't tell you my true feelings on how far it pushed me, because I'm not a doctor. So I don't want to say this is what worked for me, it should work for you. However, I know my journey, it worked pretty good for me. Some people need more than just a little bit of meditation. Some people need a real physical therapist, you know. However, going through that part of my life, I was really trying to figure out why. Why was this happening to me? Like, why do I gotta lose so many people? Like, why is my family being torn in such a way? I could not fathom or understand it. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional thinking about it, because it is still emotional to me and for me. I'm still working on it, so please excuse my emotions. However, meditation was one way. And the reason why I started meditating was because I felt like I needed a way to clear my mind, to allow it to rest. Because I was burdened. I was burdened with being a wife. I was burdened with being a mother. I was burdened with being a daughter, a granddaughter, an aunt. On top of losing significant people that mattered to me, and trying to keep it together for the younger ones and my family who's watching me and how I move. You know, my children, my sisters, my brothers, my cousins. I have a lot of younger family that was really watching. Meditation for me made a way that I can talk to those people that I so dearly miss. And that's why I'm here today. And that's why I'm trying to spread this word. Like, Most people think when you die that that's it. Like, you have no life after death. Some people believe when you die, you go to heaven and you won't see your loved one again until you get there, you know? Well, I'm here to tell you, girl, it's a whole lot to this madness. And one thing for sure and two things for certain, even though they're going in the physical realm, that does not mean you cannot touch them. That does not mean you can't hear them. That does not mean you can't feel them. That does not mean you can't recognize when they're giving you information to help you move along in your life. So meditation changed my life. It really changed my life. So that was the first thing I did. The second thing I started to do while I was meditating was I started reading on my history. You know, my older sister, she's a blessing to me. She's a huge blessing to my whole family, believe it or not. And I don't know if she know it, but she'll know when she watched this video. And the one thing she's always been big on is her history. It's something that she taught me because my older sister had a lot to do with my upbringing, and that's one thing that she instilled in me was my history. So as I had children, and I got some kids, y'all, as I had children, I started to instill into them. I started having history Saturdays because here in the States, they're taking a lot of stuff out of the schools for our children, which is, you know, whatever. But however, I've always believed it takes a community to raise the kids. So I've always thought, you know, if they don't do it, I'm going to do it. They took cursive writing out of schools. That's fine. Well, I'm going to teach you how to cursive write. You're going to know how to legally sign a legal documentation correctly. You got me, child. Anyway, so I started to teach my children history. And I started to dig more into my history. All my life, y'all. And if you hear people on this journey, you'll hear them say, oh my goodness, when I was younger, this is what made me feel like this and like that. However, I got some, that's a whole nother video. Like, I never knew who I was, but I was me all along. I was me all along. I just didn't recognize it. I was too sidetracked by life than to realize that here in this room, I was always me. I've always been this woman I was today. It's just learning how to be perceived the way that you want to be perceived. With that being said, you know, as I'm going through these books and I'm learning, I'm like, oh wow, you know, my ancestors did things like this. My ancestors did things like that. So I started to implement into my life certain things that I was learning that my ancestors have done, you know. And one thing I decided to do while learning about my history and meditating was set up an altar. Some people go, ooh girl, you don't mess with altars. And others are open to it. But I'm going to say this. In every church, every synagogue, any place of worship, there is an altar. What they do with it is the question. Girl, how you going to squeeze all this good time that you plan on doing in the morning before work? So, rule number one, you must wake up earlier. You must start your day as if your day is for you. As if your day is built around you. Not your job, not school, not your family, not your man, not your children, none of that. You must start your day and claim it for yourself, okay? So what I started to do was, instead of waking up at 7 o'clock, because I had to be to work at 8 o'clock, I woke up at 6 o'clock. And I will wake up, I will meditate. I like to dance, so I dance. Okay, work up a little sweat. I do jog here and there. And then I would take my shower. But then I started noticing that I didn't have time to do a couple of other things that I felt as though was good for me, that I could look back on and, see my growth. So what I started to do was, instead of setting the alarm clock at 6 o'clock, I started setting the alarm clock at 5. So 5 give me 6, 7, 8 hours to myself in the morning. 3 hours to myself. 3 hours of peace of mind. 3 hours of calmness, quietness, to focus on myself. That was the most important 3 hours of my day. No, it wasn't easy. I never said it was easy, y'all. It's not easy. I woke up plenty of days and that alarm went off and I was like, girl, snooze. I'll do it tomorrow. But every time I did that, I had this overwhelming feeling that you're giving up on yourself. You're not working on yourself. I thought we made this decision that this is what we was going to do. So I hate being a disappointment. In about 2 weeks, I was able to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Let me tell you how I start my day today. And I don't know, maybe further down the line, I could do a video on exactly what I do in the morning. But I'm going to give you a little glimpse into my morning now. My alarm go off at 5 o'clock. However, I am at a point now where I don't even need the alarm. So I wake up automatically at 5 o'clock. Before I get out of the bed, before anything, I say a little prayer in my head of gratitude for allowing me to be here and for waking up in this room, happy, healthy, breathing, able, and willing. That's the first thing. Then as I get out of the bed, we got 2 feet, y'all. Thank you as they hit the floor. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be able to step out of bed. That by itself will change your whole life. Like, gratitude alone can change your whole life. Please excuse me. That was my son. He just walked past and he's 10, y'all, so he's being a boy. Then after I get out of the bed, I go over to my altar. I love candles, so I keep a lot of candles on my altar. And I like to be in the dark, so I light my altar in the dark. I don't like to disturb my husband, my children, none of them. But even if the light had to come on, I would still leave it off, because it puts me in that feeling of self-power. So I light my altar, and I will sit at my altar. I have 3 books, y'all. 3 books that I write into every morning before I even take a shower. I write in these 3 books. One is just a simple sleep journal. One is a simple sleep journal. I write down my dreams and what I got from them. My second book is just my journal. I write about my night and how my night went and what I was grateful for throughout the night. And then I have a gratitude book. I write a whole page of gratitude. You don't have to do as many books as I do. I just like to write. And I'm okay with writing. I write them in all 3 of my journals. Then I meditate. I meditate about a half an hour. If I wake up a little late, I'll cut it down to 15 minutes. But the least I'll do is 15 minutes meditation twice. So I'll meditate 2 times. The first time to ground my energy. The second time, I meditate for different reasons. But I always ground myself at the beginning of my day. I always show gratitude at the beginning of my day. And after I'm done writing, after I'm done meditating, I might go for a jog. I might decide to dance because I love African music. So I'll put on some African music and I'll be in there dancing on. And then once I work up that good old sweat, I'll go get ready and prepare for my day. I go take my shower and I also cleanse for my day. I cleanse away all the negative energy that attached itself to me and all the negative energy that I accumulate within myself. I wash that away. And then, of course, I get ready for the rest of my day. You know, I do my makeup at my altar. I have my first cup of coffee at my altar. But a very important fact, y'all. Before you drink that cup of coffee, before you drink that cup of tea, it's always good to have a cup of water first. Because I do drink water from the time I wake up, meditate, exercise. After my bath, I then have my cup of coffee to help give me some extra good to get me through the rest of the day. My point being with what I do in the morning is that it gives me time to claim the energy that's going to flow through my day. Have you ever noticed if you woke up hectic, that your day is hectic? Have you ever noticed when you woke up calm and cool and smooth that you have a great day? Well, all the while in my morning, in my head, I'll say it out loud, I'll claim my day. I'm going to have a great day. It's going to be fast-paced. I'm going to make great money. I'm not going to run into no negative energy. I'm only going to have to deal with positive people. You know, that's just an example. That's not what I do, but that's how I started my self-love journey. And as days went on, and as time went on, as I enjoyed this time, so listen, y'all, my squirrel just came out. I have a squirrel that come visit me. He's like, hey, he said right here, I want to show you, but I know if I move, he's going to run away. Anyway, as time went on, I noticed that my thinking started changing. My days actually were easier and more organized and better. So this video is basically to help you become more aware of yourself, you know, and what you can do to help connect yourself to your soul, to your spirit, and how you can start to listen to yourself. So for you guys, I would ask one thing of you. If you don't do nothing that I said, fine. Gravy, baby, okay? But if you could take one book and make a gratitude book, and just for 30 days, just 30 days, write in that journal every day in the morning when you first wake up, and tell me it didn't change your life. Just write about what you're grateful for. And then you'd be so surprised. Then the next thing that I ran into that became an issue was my thinking. Stop letting people put negative thoughts into your mind. Stop giving them that space where they feel as though they could burden you with their problems and their thoughts. Start to free your mind, all that negative energy. And you'd be surprised. So, self-love is actually knowing who you are on the inside and out, being true to yourself, and being bold enough to know what makes you happy, to know what you want, and to actually get up and go get it. All the while not allowing no one to tear you down, to slow you up, or to get in your way of your goals and your dreams and your wants and what you need for your family. However, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button, click that little bell notification, and hit that like. I will be back with more. Keep vibing high. No low vibrations here. Have a great day, y'all. Peace. Blessings. Sakai.